was frolicking with my mama. School clothes shopping, new kicks, we don't get to do this often. On the east side, I remember them scoffing. Guess they could tell we don't got deep pockets. Rocket ship to the moon, I'ma take us far from the gloom and the pay cuts. I can't keep living this way, I cannot sleep, I've got to stay up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. I hate it myself when I get low. Little trimmer dolls, yeah, I used to flip those when the chips low. We used to pick them, never mind, I'ma keep my lips closed. Point is, man, I did what I had to. He not an angel, him not a pastor. Never guessed that from the big bright grin. Just sing these songs and you'll fit right in. Nothing's gonna save us except for this paper. I can't keep living this way, I cannot sleep, I've got to stay up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. The whole world at my backpack. Stack, stack, stack. If I lose it all, I make it right back. Stack, stack, stack. You can call me when you're in a little trouble. Stack, stack, stack. Give me one day and I'll bring back double. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Up all night like a vampire, trying to stack these bands higher, trying to stack these bands higher. Higher, higher.
Bang on me like a check, I just cash. I bang on me like a ball off the glass. I run it up, they calling me the road runner. I ain't never had a gas till the sun up. And I don't even know nobody in here. Find me out back in an old beach chair. I'm over there, head like a chandelier. When I drop fire like Nando's, yeah. I park my feelings in the driveway. Now I never worry about your take on me. I didn't hear you beg your pardon. Don't need no credit, I just bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me. Bang on me like I did from the jump. No fans bumping me out the trunk. But that right there gave me one up. Hits like Gunna won't stop till they run up. And I don't even know nobody, that's true. Got my own juice that'll mix for you. I'm over there, heads got my own damn view. Show these young kids what they all can do. I park my feelings in the driveway. Now I never worry about your take on me. I didn't hear you beg your pardon. Don't need no credit, I just bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me. I'm shoving up a better way. Got my own sauce, better. No capping, I'ma leave my way. So you better, better bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me. Bank, 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 bank. Bank on me.
Hello? Is this thing on? I just woke up like 45 minutes to an hour ago. Um, my sleep schedule has been all out of whack, hence why I haven't been on. I also have been helping my sister with the house just because we plan on moving soon. We gotta get some stuff done. Um, dude, I had a feeling this was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen like this, but it did. So now, like, I guess we discuss. I mean, it's not a discussion of like what's our next game plan. It's just a discussion of like, all right, what are the first step to our game plan has now completed. All right, now we move to step 2, which is trying to find a intermediary long. I don't know if that's going to happen, just because how fast things are happening. But obviously, we'll be on the lookout. So my first plan was to short from the very top, cash out around 43K, and then find a long, and then long it back up, find the next ABC top, and then go down for wave 3. Obviously, my projection is 29K. I believe that's fair. All right, like I said, we've kind of outlined my main theory, which is, all-time high to the very bottom at 29.7, 29.8 is wave A. We were currently in wave B, and now we are currently in wave C, but we're only in wave A of wave C right now. That's my main theory. Now, don't get me wrong. It's been a tough freaking road, all right, this past month. All right, like I'm sure many of you have felt it as well. Now, hopefully some of you guys actually caught this. I know a lot of you did. I got a lot of messages today. But sometimes there's a learning lesson where it's like, if you know that your game plan is to only win a very minuscule amount of trades compared to the trades you take, but that one trade or maybe 2 trades that you take are going to be crazy winners, it offsets everything. And that's what happened today. All right, I did hit like a long on like the 5th, actually not the 5th, on like the 19th or something, and it was a 10 R&R, but I think that was like the last good trade I had. So like slowly it's been chipping away at my portfolio. I would say like over the course of the last month, I think I've lost like $1,500, like trying to like get these entries. Like each time I would lose $150. And I've lost a good bit of times. But obviously we keep at it because either one, we just make back the money we lost and no big deal. Like we just continue on, or this happens and we make back 5 times almost, what we lost. So I'm very happy today. I woke up and it was like Christmas. Let me turn on the camera. Like I'm sorry. I'm just excited today. I'm just excited. Let me turn on the camera. Hello. I look kind of rough around the edges. Don't get me wrong. I haven't taken a shower today yet. Took my contacts out, so you got glasses, Austin, and I got a neck beard. I don't care. We're rich, bitch. Sorry if that comes off arrogant. It's just my personality. All right, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. For anybody that wanted the song in the beginning, it was Ryan Caravale. I took a chance on playing it. It might even get this copyright and then the video taken down just because it's by UMG. But it's Vampire by Ryan Caravale. That was the first song. And then the second song was Bank on Me by Sunreal. Yeah. Dude, I don't know what to say right now. Let's talk about BTC first, I guess. I'm at a loss. Like I woke up and like I fell asleep in about $1,000 profit. So I was like, oh, maybe when I wake up, like I'll be at like maybe like 2,000. So I was like, that's my expectation. So then I woke up and like the first thing I do is like I'm like trying to find my phone. It's like pitch black. I'm trying to find my phone. I like open up my Bybit. My eyes are squinty. And I'm like, all right, well, it says that XRP's trade is at $3,000 profit. Oh, so that means like I'm doing pretty good. And I went over to BTC and BTC was cashed out. Which, what? So yeah, that was awesome. So what I did was, All right, we've been talking about this for the last month. So like anybody that's like, oh, the blah 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 blah, this has always been my plan. All right, we've been talking about it the entire time. Like I said, unless we put in like a new all-time high, this was always the plan. And like obviously the first rebuttal to that is like, well, you're just planning on losing all the way until you change your mind. Why don't you change your mind now? Well, I guess this is why. Obviously, it could have went the other way, but it didn't. You don't know. You don't freaking know. All right. But obviously, we outlined this as the possible A, and then we had an A, B, C down B, and then this was like a whole jumbled mess. All right. I'll admit, like obviously, I thought this was the A, B, C at first. I was like, okay, boom, we got it. And then we started shorting. It was working out. Didn't work out. And then right here, I was like, oh, A, B, C, that should be the top. No. And then it went down. I was like, oh, we got it. And then it was like ABC flat. And then I was like, oh my God. But as of right now, this is what I would say happened. Like, obviously, you're going to have the person that goes, well, you just make up what you want to see. Well, damn. If making up what I want to see has made me this much money so far, I'm going to continue doing it. Thank you very much. All right. But we had ABC going up, and an ABC flat, that was a B, and then ABC up, that was the C. So like this was the final C wave right here. All right. So call it a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call it what you want. To me, it's just one gigantic ABC. All right. So me personally, obviously, like this was the first entry I got, and I got stopped out right here. And then I took a chance. I said, okay, well, we got this right here, A, B, C, and then right here, I took A, B, C, and I shorted this. I shit you not. Technically, I'm not supposed to show my buy bit, but we're going to show it. Where is BTC? I got into BTC, and you can see, like, I've lost a good couple of trades over here at 52,250. So I got in, yeah, like right here. And we cashed out at 43K 34. That was the trade. Top to bottom. Now, like I said, that was only the first part of it. Now, why did I target 43K? Simplistic. All it was if this is our A and this is our B, anything starting from the bottom of our B to whatever the next top is should be our theoretical C. So we're going to be retesting the C first, retesting to the upside, and then finally retesting the entire structure. That's my idea, at least. All right. So I took the very top to the very bottom of the B, and the 0.441 was at 43K 472. All right. So obviously I rounded out. I just rounded out to 43K. But that was what I did. So now, like I said, I don't know if we're going to be able to get the long just because we're already back up so much. And I really don't have any grounds to short off of, which is very unfortunate. So right now I'm kind of just chilling on the sidelines. I'm not getting ahead of myself and saying, oh, we just made we made 7,000, just about. We made 4,575 on BTC. And then on XRP, which I'll highlight what I did for XRP shortly. On XRP, we made 2,251. So almost $7,000 in one trade set, two separate trades. All right. But on XRP, I just saw the same opportunity, actually a little bit cleaner than most cases. XRP, I mean, just had a traditional ABC setup that we're used to seeing. And at that, it was actually one of the best ABC setups that we can see. So we've talked about in the past that like sometimes you're going to have an ABC that looks like this, and that one's just not that good in terms of the A and the C are so far away that it's a little bit hard to get a decent entry. Obviously, you can get an entry if it does something like this, kind of like what Bitcoin did. But besides that, it's kind of junk, right? If you only have the ABC and not that top ABC as well, but you're usually going to get that. But like the prime shorting potential is when the A and the C are close together, whether that's a short or whether that's a long. When the A and the C are close together, that's going to give you the most profit because it allows you to get in early with really good potential for not going against you, or like you have that reassurance. And also, the profit from where you enter to where you're going to exit is extremely high. You're going to have to excuse me. I think my DoorDash is here. Yeah, it is. I think my nephew's going to grab it, but give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Like I said, I just woke up. I needed something. But yeah, on XRP, like I said, it was a simple fact that this was all one gigantic A, and we went down into an ABC. Did that one actually have a lower low as well? Wait. Barely. I think it was like by like maybe a half a cent. But that was an ABC. Then right here, you have ABC, ABC, C. And that was my short on XRP. Obviously, like, I could have held on to the short from XRP, but I just woke up and I was like, okay, BTC's already cashed out at its target. I might as well take XRPs. But obviously the target, if I were to hold on to it long term, would be about 80 cents. And that's where I would call it quits. And then from there, I would start looking for macro structure to long. That's what I would be doing. Could I recommend something from McDonald's? I mean, McFlurry. McFlurries are great. I mean, like they're just good. They're just good. I don't know. I'm pretty plain Jane. Like just 2 double cheeseburgers, not double cheeseburgers, just 2 plain not plain cheeseburgers. God, I'm fumbling all day. Just 2 cheeseburgers, everything on them, and some fries with some tangy honey mustard sauce. Like that's my jam right there. Well lit room with an empty couch. You're not the first person to do that. You're not the first person to say that to me. Is that a casting couch? No, it's my couch where I watch movies. How do things look on the macro? Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Well, it depends on who you are. I mean, if you're bullish, not so much. Like I said, for anybody that forgot, this is what my macro play was the entire time. BTC USD. All right, so on BTC, we had an A, a B, and then right here that completed the ABC structure for that one, and then we had the bounce back. And right here we had an A, a B, and a C. That created the B, and then right here we had a strong C. So if you look at it from just a bigger picture, you group all the threes. This is what you're left with. Pretty much the exact opposite of what XRP just did. Pretty much the same exact thing. All right, minus the double bottom. This one actually put in a higher high. All right, but from there, all right, we take all three trends involved. We can enter here, and then obviously this is where I started to get majorly bearish. Around 45K is where I got majorly bearish because that was our 0.441. And obviously we could always push up to the 0.382, but market was a little bit overzealous just because, people were eager to get the bull run back on, even, myself was like, maybe it is. But even though the human side of me was like, hey, bull run could be back on, you never know. The robot side of me was like, stick to your freaking plan, man. If you do that, it will work. And I did. And this is what happens. So after that, we had an ABC down, and then we had big ABC right here, A, B, and this was our C. All right, so now theoretically, we can take 3 and 3 and turn it into 2. So that entire ABC becomes an A. This entire ABC becomes a B. And now we're looking for a C. Like I said, right now, 28.7, 28.6, I don't know which one you want to call it, is the magical number. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that with a certainty it is going to be hit or surpassed. I'm just saying, as a whole, the market's priority is to retest 28.7 in some way or another in the future. All right, whether that is push towards it, only get to 35K, but the market is bull enough to hold there, or we get all the way to it, but it's bullish enough to form a double bottom, or we surpass it, put in a lower low, but then once we get back above it, we can long from there. I mean, at the moment, if you look at this, what could be happening is if we are wanting to go into a second wave of a bull run, what has every single bull run started with? Every single, not a single one has not started with this. All right. Every single bull run has started with a single pattern. All right. We can start all the way from back here. Every single bull run. All right. We have a V-shaped recovery and then a rounded bottom. I don't know why I'm using a dark color for that. We'll do yellow. All right, right here, V-shaped recovery, rounded bottom. Right here, V-shaped recovery, rounded bottom. Right here, V-shaped recovery, 2 rounded bottoms. She brought her twin sister. That's my favorite joke on price action, by the way. I'll never let that one go. Right here, V-shaped recovery, rounded bottom. Even within it, we had a reverse Adam and Eve, rounded bottom, V-shaped recovery. So, I mean, it's not to that point yet where we can say it, but V-shaped recovery, rounded bottom, maybe, just maybe. The bottom is in. So, I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know what it's like. It's very exciting, but like past a certain point, there's not much to talk about. Um, let's see. I haven't even checked on Ethereum today. How's Ethereum doing? Ooh, toughy. I mean, depending on who, like, what your play was, there was 2 positions at the top for Ethereum. Obviously, there was this structure right here, boom, 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 which actually would have played out very nicely because the resistance of that was surpassed with this ABC was actually the support. So once that support fell through, you could have shorted that with 2 different play styles. If you're just playing support and resistance, you could have played that. If you're playing ABCs, you could have played that. I debated whether or not when I got into my BTC position to get into the Ethereum position right here. It's very crackhead level, but I thought about it. Just didn't go with it just because I think that doesn't set a good example for anybody, even if it does work out. Can you chew closer to the mic, please? The only question I have remaining is how do we know this is the top or bottom for ABC? Because this pattern form as price moves up or down at every level. You don't. You don't. Like I wish I could say like there is always going to be a definitive, this is the top, but you don't. Nobody can. Unless you're the one selling off $1 billion. I don't know. For me, it's all about looking at the structure and like what are the chances? Because obviously it's never 100% chance, but like once we put in this B, this A and B right here, any ABC primarily structured ABC like this right here was a high potential of being the top. Any one of these was the high potential for being the top. It just so happened that this one was the final, right? You never know, but take a chance. Like if you have an A and you have a B with some decent certainty, all right, that any structure from that point on could be the possible top. So why not take a chance on it? So now the game is, all right, we have to find a bottom. Obviously, I would like to find something over the next couple of days, maybe a week or two, for maybe a retest and take some profit and then reshort. But we have to wait and see for what happens. Thanks for complimenting my glasses. I appreciate that. What was the stop on XRP versus BTC? On BTC, I was using a 0.5% stop loss. On XRP, I was using a 1% stop loss. So on XRP, I was using 25x leverage, and on BTC, I was using 50x leverage, just for the way my account's set up. Yo, Kite, you gonna buy a mutant ape? Is that an NFT? I'm not big in NFTs. Like, besides the horse I had, well, I mean, I still have it, but actually, I don't think I do, because I didn't back up my my wallet on my other phone, like an idiot. But it was only like $400. I shouldn't say that. That's arrogant. But I got all the money off of it before I did. It was just the NFTs were left on it. Anybody trade EOS over the past month or so? EOS looked like it was killer. The entry for like the original long looked like it could have been a little bit iffy. But once you got it, you got it. And then right here, you had a perfect ABC correction and entry for a long. And right here, you had a perfect short position right here. And it already hit its 0.441. EOS was killer. No, I don't hold any Meow coin anymore. Can you go over the R&R calculator with a 30K account, please? Of course. Actually, let me do that on a separate. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a 1%. All right. Like I said, in order to really be adept with the mathematics of trading, you first have to find a strategy and rigorously test that strategy with like low risk for quite a while until you find out a generalized percentage over the course of maybe like a month, 2 months, 3 months of what you could expect, and also know what type of market you were in during that period of time. All right, let's see. So $30,000, you could use 4% of your portfolio as margin, and then roughly around 25% of that as risk. All right. Now, depending on who you are, what your play style is, I don't know. Find out what works for you. Let's say you have a 2% stop loss. 2% stop loss is decent. And that's going to be 13x leverage. That's not bad. All right. So you have a margin size of $1,200 and you are willing to lose $300. So if you have a $30,000 account and you're using 1% as risk, I know it says risk right here, 25%, but that's not it. This is what is actually at risk. All right. Let's say the EOS trade from last night. All right. You go ahead and you enter short here. You set up a 2% stop loss. and you target the 0.441, that was a 13 restored ratio, meaning you would have made about $4,000 with a 30K account. All of it gone? Yeah, all of this money is gone out of the market and into my pocket. That's what I meant by that. I heard Soul. You're joking, right? You're joking. I'm having a hard time believing that Soul did this. Soul hurt my feelings. Like a lot. It's the most pain I've ever felt in my life is when Soul did us wrong that one day. And here it is. What? 776. Damn. Well, Soul, congratulations. I hope you die in fire. When is the next Alan Watts intro? Good point. Good point. I don't know. Like, I feel like playing Alan Watts is a little bit too preachy. I mean, like, Alan Watts is the type of dude where, like, I think anybody can, like, really listen to him and not feel like they're being offended. I don't know. Like, sometimes people are weird. Can I grow a $500 to a $1,000 account with moderate risk? Yeah. You can grow any type of account. Now, depending on like what you mean by grow, that's a different story. So like, you can take the same exact trading strategy as someone that is winning and apply it to your account and you will win too. But that person might be making 80K a month using that strategy because their account is worth a lot more. So I'm not going to say you can take $500 to $1,000 and turn it into like $100,000 by the end of a couple months, but it's the same principle. No matter what your account size is, the math is still the same because it's percentages. It's not dollars. Well, like, we've outlined on the stream many times before, using, let's see, where is it at? Downloads. I don't know where I put it. So $1,000, and let's say every time you win, let's lower the odds. 8 R&R. Let's say you have about a 16% win ratio, with about 1%. All right, so after about 200 trades, I believe so. Yeah, 200 trades, you could almost triple your account. All of it's gone into my pocket. All of this market equity wiped off the board. I'm just kidding. My account's not that big. I didn't make like a goat sacrificing joke this morning to anybody that thinks I was serious. I don't know. Like I said, people are weird. I'm not out here sacrificing goats for Bitcoin price action. Where are we going from here? Well, hopefully further down. Like I said, I do think that this was the end of wave C, or the end of big wave B, end of small wave C of big wave B, and we are starting a wave A. I don't think it's done yet. And then we will move into wave B, and then we will move into wave C. Like I said, I don't know where the bottom of wave C is going to be. It could be the market's bullish enough to hold around the 34, 35K region, and we blast from there. We go down further to 29K, get a double bottom there, or we could go past 29K and then long once we get back above 29K. I don't know. We have to see. There's still a lot more time left. This is just the very beginning of the next trend. Yeah, in the description of this video, there is the R&R link, R&R calculator link, and there's also the RNG calculator link. I mean, if you guys are like, I don't tend to play trend lines, but I mean, I've seen a couple people talk about trend lines. I mean, from that perspective, if we're connecting bottom to bottom, we broke that uptrend. Connecting bottom to bottom, we broke that uptrend. And then connecting bottom to bottom, we have now broken that uptrend. So we've broken uptrend. So, I mean, I felt like it was coming. Definitely once this trend was broken. And what have we said before? A, B, and C, or no, A, B, or sorry, I meant to say this the other way. Why do I prefer to use ABCs instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s? Because to me, if you look at it from a different perspective, it's just an ABC. Take it as you will. All right. If we're looking at this from a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perspective, all right, 1, 2, and 3 are within the uptrend. 4 will break the uptrend, and 5 will retest the uptrend. And so you got uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you basically just have 3 trends called an ABC. But right here, you have a 1, you have a 2, you have a 3. All right, so 1, 2, and 3 are within the uptrend. 4 broke the uptrend, and 5 retested. And then we saw the rejection. So that's where we get this structure right here. We have A. Obviously, this would be considered my A at first, but I guess now, 1, 2, and 3, this would be my A, this would be my B, and this would be my C. And then that would be the short. Could this be a bigger ABC to the upside? Huh. Maybe. I don't personally think so, but maybe. What about the trend line test between 2 and 3? Between 2... do you mean this right here? Yeah, it's just a smaller 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or smaller ABC. A, B, C. Mayfair in TV. I don't know what Mayfair is, but he's saying the same thing I am. He's right. I'm just kidding. Huh. Huh. What price did El Salvador buy BTC? I don't know. Damn. LTC, man. LTC had a perfect top, too. Straight up, down, straight up. Boom. ABC. Am I? No, I'm not in any trades. I got in at the top. I cash out at the bottom. Right now, we're sitting on the sidelines. The money I made in the past 12 hours is perfectly fine for me. I'm not looking for anything more. How do I feel about the situation in Afghanistan? Listen, I don't understand how anybody can be honest with themselves and process what's happening right now. Like, to be honest with you, I don't know what the better option is. Do I just blank it out of my brain so I don't go crazy? Or do I face it head on and start sounding like a pessimist and make everybody feel bad? Because you look at the West is burning, China's flooding, Afghanistan's fucked, the whole Taliban situation, Australia's crazy ass government doing crazy things. And I'm just some privileged white kid sitting on a computer making stupid money playing in a digital currency market. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I don't. Thanks for opening up that can of worms. Now my brain's gonna spiral all night. Fucking Christ. It's terrifying. I don't know. Canada too. And it's like you would think by this point, and it's like it's selfish of me to say, because a part of me is like, okay, Australia's doing fucked up things to their citizens. So it's like, would I want the US to intervene in Australia, but then that would cause problems with all other sorts of countries and pop off another world war? Or should the Australian citizens start a revolution and say no more? But that's also selfish of me, because like they're putting their lives at risk just so that I hope that that type of government doesn't spread elsewhere. So it's like you see what I'm like? It's so, there's no right answer to this, and it sucks. It really does. So I mean, it's like, what do you do? Did you ever clean out your trunk from your trip? How the hell do you know my trunk is dirty? Did I say anything about my trunk? Are you spying on me? I'm gonna close my blinds real quick. What the hell? You serious right now? What happened on? I'm not the right person to talk about these subjects in detail with you. I'm just some stupid idiot. But essentially, a lot of draconian things are happening in Australia, to the point where like you're gonna have kids playing outside, just playing in the park with a ball, and they send a police helicopter to scream at them to get back inside. And as well as that, they just passed legislation to essentially hack your phone and then get into your social media accounts, you know, check your text messages, everything. As well as that, they just officially came out with an app where you have to take a picture of your goddamn face to make sure that you're at home on lockdown. I don't know. Does that sound like a problem? I think it does. I think it sounds like a problem. And obviously, you can always have the person that's like, well, if you don't have anything to hide, what's the problem with it? That's not the problem. You shouldn't. What? Dude. Like, I'm in the band camp. Like, I'm like, I know people say they're dead metal, but I swear to God, I'm dead metal. Like, ever since I was a kid, I've opened up my mind to conspiracy theories, hundreds and thousands of conspiracy theories, and only a small percentage of them have been true, or proven to be true at least. But that's a problem. So like, you have like this huge conspiracy theory culture. The problem is everybody takes every single conspiracy as truth. But the reason why they do is because some of these crazy conspiracy theories have been proven true. So that opens up another can of worms that everything else could be true. So then you got people going down rabbit holes. But then you have people that ignore everything, even the things that have been proven true. And I don't have any words. So like, I know there's crazy things that can happen. I don't believe a majority of them until I get some shred of evidence. And I'm always in the band camp to like, I don't know if I am the right person to talk about this. But it's like, who is? I don't think there's a single human on this planet that honestly has a single clue. Where do we go? Where do we go and where have we gone wrong? I think everybody's just playing like this little one step at a time game. And obviously it's always ego first, everybody else second. And it's a bad thing. How do you figure out when a bullish divergence on the 14 RSI plays out? So I don't use the 14 RSI. I have to be honest with that. I use the 125. Usually for me, a divergence is going to form where an ABC is. And there's no way of actually telling when it's played out because it's kind of a guessing game. But for me, like, let's say we have a uptrend, downtrend, uptrend. So from this high to this high, because this is an ABC structure, I should expect a bearish divergence. Do we have one? Let me check. Exaggerated bearish divergence, yes, but not necessarily. Let's go down to the 30 minute. 30 minute exaggerated bearish divergence, 15-minute bearish divergence. All right, so we have a lower high and we have a higher high. All right, to me, I take all three trends involved and I target between the 0.382 and the 0.5. And to me, that's when it's played out to its fullest potential. Obviously, it could go further, but to me, that's when it's played out. So I shorted here and I got out here. So, I mean, hopefully that answers the question. I know it wasn't the best. If I'm being honest with you, there's no way of telling exactly when it's played out. Unless you're going off of the next bullish divergence. That could be when it's played out. Like my take on things, like my simplistic take on things is, if I were to look at like human history from a perspective, I would say in the beginning, because there was so much danger and maybe because of our evolutionary process, ego wasn't a huge problem. And there could have been much more widely used, and we've seen that through our architectural work, that there was a large use of psychedelic substances, which tend to inhibit the default mode network, which is responsible for ego. So that allowed for better coherence of group, empathy, instead of apathy, non-separation instead of ego, for the majority of humans' lives, theoretically, like just humans' lives, for a large portion of our history. So that allowed to civilization to come. Now you need innovation, and innovation comes from ego, because ego needs to be able to push boundaries, and that's what it's like weaponized. Mike Tyson talks about it. And my theory is that the best religions are the ones that can personify ego into different archetypes and personalities, in order to call them subjectively. Like, I don't like talking about this because obviously like it offends people a lot, but I'll use Greek culture instead of like any mainstream religions. Greek culture, we like to think that they were polytheistic, that they prayed to multiple gods. Which, yes, that could be the case, but as well as that, I think that their religion was very advanced in the way that each god represented a different piece of ego, and they did it very well, in that there was like many, many different gods, so they could really pick and choose what parts of ego they wanted to call upon when they needed it. So I think that's where religion like really takes a big thing. So obviously with like the Industrial Revolution, like all the innovation that has come, a thought like through my entire life as a kid is like, we're really good right now. Like we're like living life, like we have a lot of good technologies. Like why don't we just chillax for a little bit? Like why is it always something new, something new, something new, small iterations, something new, something new, something new? Can we just take like a week off of like no innovation and just like kind of just talk? So I think what needs to happen, if we went through, I don't want to call it boom or bust, but like essentially like we went through cohesion, separation for innovation. But the problem is we are not getting out of the separation and innovation phase and getting back to a cohesion phase to regroup, rethink what is the next move. So, I mean, it's like, it's such a fucking hippie thing to say, but ego is the source of all of this stupidness. Whether it's psychedelics or meditation or dark retreats or something, there has to be some way to allow for better empathy. It's such a pipe dream, but like at the same time, like that's the only thing that will help. And I have a lot more ideas on what would that lower sense of ego also bring, but that's a little bit too crazy for me to say on live stream. And like, it's just, how do you do it? For me, obviously, I would like to affect the world on a large scale. Do I realize that's a high possibility? No. I would like to think so, but no. So my only thing is like, I'm going to start a dark retreat where I can get people to uh, experience some things legally that they wouldn't otherwise. And maybe because I affect a couple people's lives, they affect their children, and then so on and so on and so on. So like, my small impact could grow, and I'm hoping that other people do that as well. That's all I'll say on it. That guy you showed last time, Kai Straw, has like 5 bomb songs I found. Nice. Kai Straw's, like I said, he's a really weird dude. Like I said, he's got like those like pop hit, like, you know, you just ride around town songs that are kind of like, you know, just everything else you'll find on the radio. And then you'll see, like, you'll find like some really philosophical song that is just edgy. It's weird. I just saw your video title. I thought I might throw something up there. I'm not one for like the crazy faces, like, oh my god, what just happened? But I figured I'd do something. You're itching. Where's that next trade at? Where's that next trade? Check out traditional monthly pivots. Look at the R1. Is that an indicator or? Hey, guy, have you taught any of your family to trade as well? I taught one good friend, and he's doing well with it. I've tried to teach pretty much everybody that's coming to my life, and really to no avail. I'll be honest. I don't know. It's not easy. Trading is not easy because, like I said, I mean, what really propelled my trading was one day I took some psychedelics with a purpose. I sat down at my desk and I wrote like a list of just trying to be honest with myself about trading. And one of the things that stuck out to me was like, I lose. And I go, well, what's the solution to that? Obviously, they eat like the thinking brain, the non-psychedelic brain goes, well, just don't lose. You need to find a better strategy that doesn't lose as much. But the psychedelic brain, because it has more perspectives, I was able to sit down and say, how can I be profitable while losing? So from there, obviously, the whole R&R calculator was born. Shooting for high restored ratios, that way I could have a lower win percentage but still come out on top. And then over time, it was all about what is the right strategy. And obviously, Elliott Wave was leading the wave in that, so to speak. And then as time got, further and further on, I would start to simplify. One for me and two for you. Obviously it's easier to teach a simpler method and it makes it more appealing to people. But as well as that, if you're going to be a long-term trader, you can't be doing something every single day that requires a lot of brain power or a lot of time. If you're sitting at the computer all day and you're looking at 5 different indicators or one indicator that has 5 indicators and you're trying to make a decision, it's much harder to do so with all that much more information. So to me, I look at pretty much the simplistic as you can get. Fibonacci retracements and pure price action structure. That's it. That's all I look at. Obviously, I'll look at the RSI from time to time just to show people, hey, you could use the RSI in this way. And I did for a long time. I use the MACD as well, but the less things I have, the better, because it makes it so I can do this longer without much headache. I'm sure people are calling it manipulation. And I'll be honest, I'm the one who manipulated. And I'll also be honest, that was not honest. I am the market maker. I am the market maker because the market makes me. The people I'm really envious of, or not, I shouldn't use the word envious. Like I admire is like Lex Friedman. Like that digital footprint is such a great thing to leave behind. All those intelligent conversations with hundreds of thousands of people that deserve to be heard and might have never been heard. Amazing. And then whoever I think his first name's Dan, but I don't know his last name, who does hardcore history. I love those things. Those are crazy. Like those are good digital footprints to leave behind. Grow easy. What's good, Kite? Appreciate you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you too. You're doing fantastic, man. My sleep schedule needs some work. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I've just been helping my sister out of the house, going to sleep late. I've been playing a lot of poker. I'll be honest with you. I've done quite well. So maybe after this live stream, if everybody wants to play with me, I would love to play poker. If you guys got Steam, I've been playing Governor of Poker 3. Don't get me wrong, it's one of those stupid grandma games where like all they do is like try to get you to buy shit. It's not that bad, but they definitely get you to try to buy shit. But for the most part, it's a pretty good free game. And the actual poker game is good. And I think, like, poker definitely is in some ways close to trading. Like, I swear to God, like, if you guys have like a family outing or like Thanksgiving, Christmas, and you guys like play poker at the table, just think of it like trading. All right, so if there's 5 people at the table and they're all in the pot, that's a 5 R&R. And then if there's only 3 cards down and you have a 1 pair and you have the highest card on the table, theoretically, you have a 5 risk-reward ratio with a 100% chance of winning. Bet again. All right. As time goes on, that percentage gets lower and lower, but it's worth taking. Just think of everything in poker as percentages and R&R, and you should do decently good. And that should be a decent representation of how your trading life is going. Because it's the same ordeal. All right. We wait for these setups and they might not even hit, but we wait for them. And when we do have them, we play them. And you never know what the next setup is going to be. Also, not to brag or anything, but I did win 100 million in blackjack last night. Fake money, of course, but only difference, I can't bluff the market. I got liquidated? No, I did not. I shorted the very top right here, and I cashed out right here. How's the nicotine consumption going? Not great. Not great. I quit for 3 months, and then I had a situation arise where if I did not have the dopamine, I don't know where things would have gone, to be honest with you. But for anybody that wants to play poker with me, I'm going to give you my friend code real quick. See, that's what I'm talking about. They just pop that up, trying to get you to buy stuff. Pop it up. But I mean, like, it's pretty good in terms of like the actual game. My friend code is 21ZEVY. Is there any way for me to like put this like over here? I don't know if I should do that. But like this is like the little girl section. You got 1K to 5K. You got 2K to 10K. I'm not to brag or anything, but I kick ass at these like tournaments over here. So like it's a 3-player tournament, and then like it will give you a jackpot at the beginning, and whoever wins takes away the jackpot. Like I said, it's just one of these like grandma games, but it's fun. It's decent. And every day you get like a free spin, like every 2 hours. No, no. Don't say that. Don't say that. Would you consider your ABC strategy to be part of the whack-off schematic? I'm sure there's some similarities. I'm not quite sure. I just play ABCs. Someone showed me before. I think the closest thing that would be to my strategy is definitely going to be failed swing breakout strategy. I think that's what it was called. Because if we look at failed swing breakout strat, I think that's close to it because you got an A and then an A, B, C, and then you short the A. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. There was a couple things that I don't know. I can't see it, but I thought that was the closest thing that I had. I don't know. That's that's decently close right there. You got an A coming down, and you got A, B, C up. You short once it gets below the A, and then boom, you carry it down into wave C. So I guess that's as close as I would get to someone else's strategy. Like I said, all mine is a simplified version of the Elliott wave strategy. Trying to short the top of wave 5, trying along the bottom of wave C. Theoretically. Swing failure pattern. Yeah, decently. Like I said, this picture would be the closest. So what? Or this right here. You got A, B, C, short when it goes back below the A. Hello, cousin Kite. Have you helped out old Eddie make so much money? Oh, thank you very much, I guess. For some reason, ABC haven't worked for me. Might be because I look at the wrong way, but you're just like different structure, different folks. Like I said, yeah, I want you to be honest with yourself when you play ABC strat. I'm very upfront with saying that. I mean, the best I would really hope for is like around 20%. I haven't really added much to my trader sync. I haven't even added these trades to my trader sync. But I think right now we're at like, or we were, at like a 20%. Let's see. 22%. I haven't added any of my recent wins. Not even really my losses. So I would say there's about 7 more losses and then 2 wins. So theoretically that would take it down to like 20%, maybe even just keep it even. But even on the lowest end, if you're hitting 9 to 10 restored ratio trades, and you're walking away with 15% win rate, right? Winning only, like, let's say over the course of time, winning only 1,500 trades versus losing 8,500 trades, that can be very demoralizing for some people, and it causes all sorts of problems. If you're honest with yourself that you're going to lose a lot, not in terms of like you're going to lose money, but you're going to lose a lot of trades. I think that's the main thing. The price only seems to go up though until it doesn't. All right. We longed the bottom here all the way up to here. We took that short. We took this short. I didn't catch that long, unfortunately. We caught this long right here. And then we caught that short. But there was a lot of losers in that as well. That's the thing. It always goes up until it doesn't. And if you manage your risk correctly, and like, let's say we lost, 5 or 6 times throughout this entire process. All right. But then we hit one trade, just one trade. Even if I lost 20 times trying to short this uptrend, 20 times, I still would have walked away with a positive 16. 20 times. Would you take into consideration that there was massive manipulation on the Fed aimed at El Salvador to set an example not to drop? I don't know. So here's the thing. Like, I don't know how like this would happen in our day and age. So like you had Gaddafi. Gaddafi tried to get off the US dollar and they destroyed their shit. All right. Just straight up destroyed it. Would they do the same thing to El Salvador, or would they do it in a different way, more smart way, like manipulate the market? I don't know. It's definitely a possibility, and I would take it into consideration. But hey, if manipulation exists, a lot of the times it makes me money. And if you just keep in the back of your mind that the market will always take the path of most pain, even sometimes against you, even if you have that thing. Because like I said, when we were down here, I was like, hey, I think we're going to break 29.7K. But here's the deal. We have an ABC to the downside. We're still in a bullish-ish position. If we do get back above this level, I will go long. And at the time, I noted one thing. I said, if you look at across the board, most people are super bearish right now. And we have a bullish setup. The market tends to like to take the path of most pain. So what I theorized at the time was that all the shorts were going to get stopped out. And that was going to add liquidity to the market for the market to pump, because all the shorts have to buy back into the market. Either one, to cover the losses, or two, they get liquidated and it's just a buy back in anyways. And that will pump the market. And then everybody's going to get super, super bullish. And then it's going to dump on their heads again. And then go back down. And then when people get super, super, super bearish, it's going to go back up. And I know that's like a stupid thing to say, because it's like, that's clear manipulation. But in order for a market to move this much, it's not exactly manipulation of full-blown price action in terms of like one person forcing it up, forcing it down. but instead a manipulation of emotions, because the rich people are only so rich. They need to, not them in particular, but the market needs to trick people. I do not have 800 BTC. I'm sorry. Oh, if I had 800 BTC, I would be gone. I would be out of here. No one would ever know my name, see my face again. Short or long? Neither. I made lots of money shorting, and now I'm just chilling, waiting on the sidelines. I've been starting to struggle with the charts, staring at the charts, struggling with which ABC I'm seeing. I see ABCs everywhere. I'm still trying to nail down what ABC is the most significant. Like I said, you're gonna see a lot. Like just in this uptrend alone, there was 1, 2, 3, and depending on how you're looking at it, like a 4. All right. So we caught this one. We caught it off this top right here. And this just comes with experience. I was like, we're in a pretty aggressive uptrend. I don't think that we should be expecting a return to the 0.382. So instead, I targeted this area right here. I targeted the local lows. And then once we saw a ABC formation, we're out. I think I got out even before that, but we were out. All right. I think I cashed out at that local low right there. So for me, it's just about looking at the macro. All right. What is the biggest thing that you see? So if we're just looking at this uptrend, you can go, well, I see an uptrend starting from the bottom that cuts into a downtrend. All right. So now you have some sort of idea that you have an A and a B. All right. So now you know that you're in your C wave. All right. So now from here, you can either do one of two things. You can either play the waiting game and look for the next most significant ABC to form, ABC within this, all right? Or I don't take any chances. I legitimately, every single ABC top from this bottom point to this top point, I shorted every single one. Every single one. And yeah, like in this one right here, I was in quite some heavy profit. I was up $1,500. In this one right here, I think I was up like 2,000. And both of those turned into $150 losses, or maybe even slightly more. But I just kept at it. Because that's unrealized profit. You might go, well, you lost $4,000, Austin. What the hell? But to me, until I hit that cash out button, that is not mine. I didn't lose that, and I didn't make that. There's a reason why it's called unreal. All right. So right here, you can go, okay, we got an A, we got a B, we got a C. All right. You could short that one. Didn't work out. So like I said, if you wait for an A and a B and you short, like I said, if you shorted here, you know, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I shorted like about 4 to 6 times, because that's the number I see. And I'm sure some of those I got stopped out on and had to re-enter. Maybe like that one right there. So about 4 to 6 times. But then it just takes that one trade where you make a 36 R&R. And you make back all of it. All of it plus a stupid amount. And it's not like you're going all in. It's not like your emotions are the driving factor. And it's like you want revenge. It's just you're playing the statistics. That's all it is. And I mean, like, a part of me will, like, I don't like to look at news. I don't like to factor in like updates and coin releases and exchange, coins getting on exchanges and stuff like that. That to me like is insignificant. But like from a macroeconomic perspective, I'll take into some factors. So like at some point you have to like admit to yourself, like, does this make sense that we're pumping right now? Does it make sense? Is the world in a good place as a whole? I mean, I guess you could like combat that with saying like, why did we even have a bull run this year if COVID was around? I don't know. But like you take into account like all the China flooding, and they're a big factor in BTC's price. Australia pretty much on lockdown. People really not having a lot of work. Stuff like that. Like, doesn't make sense for us to be pumping right now. That's always in the back of my, it's not my driving factor. It's not what I'm betting price action off of. But it's definitely something I think about. So I don't smoke weed anymore, but I was gifted some Mike and Ike edibles the other day. It's only like 500 milligrams in a bag. They only gave me half a bag. And I'll eat like one or two of them. And I'll admit, it felt kind of nice. It wasn't, it didn't cause any like cognitive problems, but it was very nice to be relaxed a little bit, because I don't know, just my experiences with marijuana in the past couple years has not been that good. Anytime I've taken a small hit off of it, it has been an explosion in my heart. It's such a weird world. This is what like California felt like for a little bit, where like, because marijuana just got legalized in Virginia a little bit ago, about a month ago or so. And it was a weird situation. Just like see your neighbors on their front porch, just smoking a joint. It's so cool. So cool. I'm like, it's not for me, but do you, dude. Yeah, I did not have a great time. I did not have a great time with edibles in the past. My first experience with edibles was I ate 1.5 G's. It was a cookie and it was a gigantic nerd rope. And I was just playing computer games, and all of a sudden like my body just like seized and I could not move. It started at my toes and I was like, "Oh, that feels kind of good." And by the time it got to like my chest, I was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Like is this happening right now?" So after that, like I like turned in my chair and like fell out of my chair just to get out of like paralyzation. And like I slowly like inched my way to my bed. I'm on my bed just staring at the sky, just like kind of like rocking back and forth. And I'm like, I'm gonna die tonight. This is what is gonna happen. I don't have a will set up yet. So I mean, what is gonna be my legacy? Like, what do I leave behind? This is a really bad situation. And as I just come to terms with that fact, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something that propels humanity forward into the next generation. And I thought like dolphins are one of the most intelligent creatures on this planet besides us. Or at least that's what I believed in this state of mind. And I was like, if I could learn their language, there's so much room for collaboration. So in my haze, I looked up dolphin videos and I would try to imitate them. And by the end of that night, I believed I was able to speak fluent dolphin. And at some point, I rolled over out of bed, fell on the floor, and like I crawled to my shower, which is really idiotic because the toilet was on the other side of the room and then the shower was on this side of the room. And I chose to go to my shower and just threw up everywhere. Just projectile. And I think that was it. Like, I don't remember much after that. It was very, very, it was not a good time. It was not a good time. You ain't got a lot to kick it. No, I swear to God, this happened. I have a lot of stupid. I have a lot of stupid stories. That was my first time on edibles. Because like I had like obviously like I've seen like all the warning signs, like all the comedians are like, hey, don't do a lot of edibles. I was like, you know what? Why not? Just why not? And now I know why not. So that's why I only ate 2 Mike and Ikes, which is probably only like 10 milligrams. No, I was not on cocaine edibles. Hey, Kai, any stories on your fans? No, I don't think I'm big enough for that. Now, there's definitely a possibility of just someone seeing me. They might not recognize me right away, but there has been at least 5 people that have told me where they live, and some of them live tremendously close to me. Like, I'm talking within like probably 10 minutes. How am I microdosing? I haven't microdosed in a couple years. I haven't even macrodosed in a very long time. I think my last trip, if you want to call it, was only like a very, very small amount. Just because I don't like to really get screwed up anymore. Was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 months ago on April 14th. Anybody know what day that is? Anybody? April 14th? No? But if the question was like, how would I microdose? I don't usually use mushrooms for legality reasons. And research purposes only. I use 1P LSD, which is a completely legal drug that you can order off the internet within the US for anybody and anything, strictly for research purposes. And I'll put it into a 60 milliliter bottle of distilled water. I have used vodka before, but I don't do vodka. and then I would put a about 200 UGs of 1p LSD in it, and then whatever that equated to, like 1 milliliter of distilled water would equal, about 6 UGs worth of 1p LSD, and then put it on my tongue and let it sit. That's how I would do it. Bicycle day. Bicycle day. Yep. Yeah, it was a good trip. It was just half a tab. Nothing crazy. Yeah, I love having conversations on like the dangers of psychedelics. Obviously we've had these in the past, but like I think the only danger in psychedelics is two things. And obviously there might be a couple more, but major ones. Uh, do you have an immediate history of schizophrenia in your family, like your dad or your mom? Obviously, the further you get down the line, the better. Obviously, like if you have a grandparent, it could be potentially dangerous. Um, so that could obviously increase the chances of you becoming schizophrenic ahead of time. As well as that, there's a big problem in like a lot of different groups where, let's say you go to like a music festival and it's a 5 day long music festival, pretty long one. Um, and you want to have a good time, you want a trip. So you take 1 tab of LSD the day you get there. All right. You have a 1 tab level trip. You had a great time. Uh, you know, so on and so on. And then the next day you want to trip again because it's a music festival. Obviously you want to be on some. So in order to get the same effect as you did the day before, you have to take 2. Right? And then you want to trip again the next day. Now you have to take 4. So now we're up to 7. Right? Now you want to trip again the next day. Now you have to take 8. So by the end of the weekend, you've taken upwards of 25 tabs, right? And even though you're like, the danger is, even though your perception of what the trips are only equivalent to 1 tab, you're introducing up to 25 to 30 times the amount of that chemical into your brain. And although it's safe in small doses, that can start to break down barriers of your default mode network that can't be repaired, or maybe can be repaired, but over a very long period of time. And although turning off your default mode network or dimming the lights on your default mode network for a limited period of time can be highly beneficial for empathy and creativity, in order to function in your daily life for the majority of the time, you do need your default mode network because it's what takes all of your sensorial systems, sight, touch, hearing, smell, taste, um, and it takes all those different sectors, and instead of having them like create a gigantic network of all these things, it acts like a central processing unit. It takes each of the separate parts and combines it into a whole. That way, you can have a human experience. So, you do too much, you inhibit or destroy that central processing unit. And I mean, people learn to live with it, but I just prefer, hey, you shouldn't damage your brain. So, what's with the title? It's just a quirky title. I hit it big. We shorted the top. We bought back the bottom. It was a fantastic day. So all of it gone. All of this market equity is gone. and into my pocket. That's what I meant by it. I was just having fun. Wait, was April 14th actually the top? No way. I think it was actually. Hold on. The top was Bicycle Day? Dude, the market went down because everybody was on drugs. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Oh, that's great. That's great. Bicycle Day is the 19th? I thought it was the 14th. Oh, it is. Was it the 14th? Is it always the 19th? I could have sworn this year was the 14th. I was wrong. 19th. So it was either the 14th or the 19th. That was my last trip. Because I could have sworn I did it on Bicycle Day. Because obviously you got like, even if you just do a small amount, you got to do something. You got to do something. One ounce a week. I'm glad you got that. Like, I'm all for psychedelic use, but like I said, there's a time and a place, and there's a limit. And fortunately enough, psychedelics are the one drug that really doesn't require a whole lot of willpower to set those limits because it's non-addictive. Obviously, it can be psychologically addictive because it's a great time. Except for Molly. Molly is, I think Molly would be considered a psychedelic, but at the same time, it works off of a whole different set of chemical structures, and it actually releases dopamine rather than binds to serotonin receptors to make you happy. So Molly is excluded, but marijuana, LSD, mushrooms, DMT, those set of drugs, it's really easy to set limits on yourself within reason. Like marijuana, I was a heavy marijuana smoker, but like one day I just quit. Didn't have any withdrawals or anything. Exactly. Like Molly is not. Uh, Forgive me if I'm wrong, but Molly and MDMA are the same thing, right? I'm pretty sure. I think limited use in the right circumstances, it could be beneficial, but at the same time, for generalized public use, uh, not so much. You're working with the polar bears. I knew it. The white bear. Dude, I remember that. I remember. I would say that like being in love and smoking weed are essentially the same thing that's happening, but they're not, unfortunately. You would think that like being in love is like a psychological addiction, like you're addicted to this person, like you're just happy. It's like psychologically happy. But at the same time, like being in love actually releases oxytocin, which can cause a chemical hook. That's why breaking up hurts. So like drug addicts and people in breakups are going through the same thing. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt. I don't want to make that sound insensitive, but at a very base level, they are. It's all gone. I'm liquidated. I said screw the shorts. I put all my money into longs. I was like, the market's going to blast off. And what does it do? It just destroys me. Can I suggest any books to learn pure TA? Okay, so like my strategic approach to trading is you have to figure out the psychology of trading first, and then the mathematics of trading, and then obviously a trading strategy. So start off with a book called Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, which will explain to a high degree what is a winning psychology in trading. Now, obviously, it takes a couple times of listening plus actual experience to find out like what he actually means, because you do have to go through the emotions, but understanding it from that higher level and having that voice in your head can say, okay, he talked about this, and this is not something that a winner usually does. And you can kind of combat your own psychology that way and reinforce good behavior instead of bad behavior. Now you need to realize the mathematics of trading, which at the very base level is, all right, if I'm bringing in X amount of money and I'm only losing X amount of money, and I have this win percentage over the long period of time, will I be positive? If yes, continue. And then now, obviously there's a couple more things that come with that, but at the same time, move on to your preferred strategy. Me personally, anything that has to do with pure price action, such as Elliott wave theory, you can even do the whack off, or you can do swing failure breakout. Anything that has to do with pure price action, no indicators, I think to a certain degree is the best. Or if you do choose to go down the indicator road, make sure that you're using an indicator that is replicatable, that no matter what, you can enter the same and exit the same no matter what. And that way you can get a legitimate view, not from somebody else. So like if I'm sitting here going, I have a 20% win rate with ABCs, do not think for 1 second that you are going to have a 20%. Shit, you could have a 30%, or you could have a 10%, because there's different factors. Even though we're using the same strategy, I could have more experience with the strategy, so I know when to wait and when to go hard, or you might even be better at me than that just off the jump, just because that's how you work. So you need to figure out what win percentage that trade strategy has for you. What is the average risk reward ratio that you're walking away with when you win? And then from there, you can calculate if that is something that you want to do long term. I'm not shorting or longing. We just got out of a crazy short. And right now I'm just on the sidelines waiting for the next setup. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. We shorted the very, very top here, and we got out at 43.34. So we got in here, got out here, and then on XRP, we got in here, and I don't know when we got out. $1.11. So unfortunately, I didn't get out at a really good price on XRP. because by the time I woke up, I was not cashed out on XRP, um, but I just took profit on it. You finna show them feats? Uh, um, no. I know, like I thought I was still dreaming. I've had so many dreams where like I'll wake up, check my phone, and like things are either not in profit or in profit. So like today was a very weird situation because like I woke up and like I'm stumbling around in the dark trying to find my phone because the first thing I do when I wake up is check my trades just to get out of the way, see if I'm in the positive or negatives, and I move on with my day. I'm not like always checking my trades and like watching every single little tiny price movement, but like obviously when the day gets started, I want to know what's the situation. Um, so like I woke up and I like my phone was on XRP. I was like, oh damn, because I fell asleep with XRP only at like $600 to $500 profit. And I woke up and it was at what 20. I woke up and it was at $2,200 profit. I was like, nice. So I was like, that means that Bitcoin should be at like 2,000 because they were moving together and they were at the same level of profit, even though they were 0.5% away in stop loss difference. So then, like, before I went to the BTC USDT page, I clicked on my account balance. I was like, what? And then I went to BTC and it just got closed out. Entry, my take profit was at 43K. And then obviously it went based off of market price. And it was at 43.34. And I was like, I went downstairs screaming. I was like, pizza's on me. I'm buying dinner. I sent Frank a picture of me kissing the camera. I was like, I love you, Frank. I love you. What's the best timeline to trade your? So I mean, it's not necessarily like the best timeline, but like I said, take account of what your macro ABCs are or what you believe them to be. All right, and if you are trying to get a long or a short, you can either wait until you have a proper AB off of the medium set, and then now start shorting or longing any ABC that you see from there on out. That's all. Last night I made $7,000, just shy. I think I made like 6,800. So I think I lost like 1,500 trying to short going up, like $1,000 to $1,500 trying to short, and then we made $7,000 last night. And the short's not even done. If we can catch the next ABC to the upside, that'd be fantastic. Bank on me. So like going back up here, I don't tend to play the 1 minute time frame, so take this with a grain of salt. I don't want anybody to make trades off of this. Don't do that. It looks like we got an A, we got a B, because you can see right here A, B, C, and then now it looks like we're working on. Looks like we got an A, we got a B, and we're in the C right now. So I mean, with how fast that move down happened, it could be a case where we might not see like a proper like 30-minute structure going back up to retest. I probably will be watching this level. If we do happen to put in a higher high, I do want to see some sort of like A, B, C, and then I might short like this, and then once it gets back below that level, like I'm more confident to continue holding it. But for me right now, it's just too much in terms of like the volatility could whip back crazily. So make good money, sitting on sidelines, not trying to immediately get into the next trade and lose money. If you get married, will your wife know about your hodl? Yeah. Um, it's a weird thing to think about. Because like obviously like a prenup at this point would be mandatory. But then obviously you have people that like won't even sign a prenup because it's like, oh, you don't trust me, and that could cause problems. Like I mentioned to my mom that like if I ever get married, I'm gonna have a prenup, and she thought like that was disgusting. Like how could you? But I'm like, here's the deal: if the money was made while we were together, fair enough, because you and me as a team might be like I'm happier and healthier because of that person. So therefore I'm performing better and making more money. Therefore, any money that was made after that point, fair game. That's because it's a team effort. But before that point, any money that I made, that was me. That was all me. So for you to get a right to that just because we signed some papers just doesn't make sense. Obviously it's a different perspective, but it is what it is. Oh my god. What's your advice to those that have all kinds of positions open across the board right now, spot trading, not futures? Uh, I don't know. Um, I didn't really overexpose myself with spot trading. So like I'm just not worried about the pullback. I don't want to really give you advice on that. I'm sorry. I'm primarily a futures trader now, ever since kind of like my futures trading profit has surpassed my actual spot gains. Um, I don't know. I get married when I'm 30. My mom always told me like if you get married past 30, you're just weird. Like she was like, if you ever find a man and he hasn't been married before 30, there's a problem with him. I'm like, is being smart a problem? That was always my comeback. That would piss her off. And I like you said that's an awful take. I don't mean like if you fall in love and you actually find somebody good that getting married before 30 is stupid. What I mean is like there's some people out there that haven't even met anybody and they have this weird concept that they need to be married in order to fulfill some sort of like life goal. And they are just putting themselves out there in stupid situations and not really finding a person that they want to spend the rest of their life with. They just want to find somebody to get married to. That's what I find is stupid. Like if you don't have any avenues, or I don't know if that's the right word to use, if you don't have anybody, why are you rushing into that process? That's what's not smart to me. Oh, you're talking about her position. It's just something her mom told her, and then obviously like that's stuff gets adopted through generations. Um, I don't know. Uh, what I'm afraid of is like there's a condition for it, a name for it. I think it's like I'm just gonna call it the trapped mentality. Um, when you're young, everything is a possibility. You can go and do anything. But once you have a wife, you have one added obligation, and you can't just go do everything. And then once you have kids, it gets worse and worse and worse, and then obviously you're trapped into this responsibility. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like, but at the same time, it's like I don't like. There's so many different opinions that I have, and it's not like they're direct opinions. It's like there's so much room for interpretation. It sucks because like obviously bringing a child in the world, it could be one of the greatest things you ever experience. For the first time in their life, it's the first time that someone can see that different configurations of atoms, entirely separate of you, are you, but can think and act differently than you. It's such a weird concept, and for most people, like that shakes them and allows them to grow into a better person. At the same time, it's like, how much pain will that cause if that version of you has to now live a life just terrible? I don't know. But it's like you compare it to what we've been through, and it's like, is it that terrible? I mean, people were having kids when there was predators and, uh, you know, uh, I'm not child predators, but like, uh, like lions and just constant death, but they would still have kids despite that. Like, it's like, I don't know if I don't know. And that's what I mean by like, I didn't mean to say like, um, I mean like if that's something that you would like to do, but obviously once you have kids, it's not a like anymore, it's a love. Because like I said, it's an unprecedented thing for a human to go through. The fact that it's you separate is astonishing for most people to even like comprehend. But then like that's what I love about the birth of a child. It's um not to get too philosophical. I think I've talked about this before, but like the return of Christ all right, biblically speaking, is like he comes down from the sky. I would like to just take a step back from that and not talk full frontal religion. I'm talking about like the return of Christ in terms of like Christ consciousness. I think the birth of a child is the first time where someone gets to experience Christ consciousness, where it's the non-separation between you and something else that is not your physical body. And not a lot of people get to experience that ever until they have a child. But you can extrapolate that out to the entire universe. Every single particle and atom that came out of the endless void to configure you is all it, but is you, and eventually you will also turn into all of it. There is no separation. There's just like gigantic whirlpools in an ocean. For a very small moment in time, they're separate, but it's still water. So I think that's the call to have a child. At the same time, it's like how much pain. I guess that's just human ego, wants to avoid pain. Not anytime soon. I appreciate it. Hello. Crypto still moons. Buy all the coins. I mean, shit, if it moons now, so be it. What's my current position? I don't have one. I shorted the top right here. Shorted this. No, I shorted this top. I shorted this top. I got out here, and now I'm just on the sidelines. Just on the sidelines. Do you recommend using ABC on 1 to 5 minute charts? I'm not gonna say that it can't be done. What I am gonna say is be very realistic with your targets. I think that's what's gonna make the big difference in whether or not you're successful with those smaller time frames. Me personally, I tend to stick to like anything above the 15 minute. So like on the 15 minute, I can see that ABC. All right. You know, uh, I can see slightly an ABC right here, but it's comparable to the next highest one, which is this one, and obviously this one right here, and obviously this one right here. It's negligible, so I can't really play off of that. For me, I stick to above the 15 minute. What do I think about Soul? My honest opinion is I hope it dies in a fire, just because I was personally hurt by the price action a long time ago. I don't know a lot about the project, but I think it's really cool that a lot of people made gains. Hopefully, some people have cashed out on those gains, and if we do continue falling, hopefully they don't have too much hopium. That's all I can really hope for. Just because I don't know the project, I just play price action. Like I swear to God, on most of these coins that I play on Bybit, I don't have much clue what's going on with the project. I don't care about the news, what it does. I look at the price action. If the price action is following some sort of structure, I can start playing it. So like sushi for a very long time, and I'm sure it's done very, very well. I have not touched it recently. Has been doing some, yeah, look at that. Dude, what? I marked this out so long ago. We marked this out just a little bit ago because that was, I haven't streamed for like a couple weeks or like at least a week. But yeah, I marked out that ABC structure right there. And I mean, that would have worked out perfectly. God. It was just shy of the 0.441. Just shy. Is crypto full time for me? Yes. Okay, so I started trying to see charts in 3 waves and 5 because I watch your videos, but I don't understand what you do completely because you seem to be something more simple. Yeah, so if you watch my like previous videos, like during the bull market, I was primarily using Elliott wave. Elliott wave is the simple theory that you have a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a... Okay, that just got screwed up. A 1, a 2, a 3, 4, and a 5. All right, so this is simplistic Elliott wave. All right, Elliott wave basically says, okay, if you have a 1, the 1 should retrace to the 0.382. Do you guys see how burned in my memory this is? I legit just draw that freehand and it matches up perfectly. So the 1 goes to the 2, which is supposed to stop out, stop around the 0.382. The 3 is supposed to go to the 1.618. And then the 4 pulls back to the 0.618, which I don't have highlighted anymore, but that's the 0.618 right there, right? And then it will go to the 1.618 here, or it possibly should. Or at least if you ever put in a higher high and then come back below this level, you should be in a short position because that's the impulse wave done, all right? So that's basic Elliott wave, all right? So that's probably what you're talking about. For me, I tried to break that down into a more simplistic way of seeing things. And although sometimes it's complicated for people, it's more easy for me. So in Elliott wave, you have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. All right. So 1 and 2, let's do it like this. 1 and 2 and 3 are within the uptrend. 4 will break the uptrend, and 5 will retest the uptrend. All right. So you have 3 trends. You have an uptrend, a downtrend, and an uptrend. Get rid of the Elliott wave, and you're left with an A, a B, and a C. So that's the very basis of what I'm doing. So you take that and you apply it to BTC recently. All right, so you go, well, Austin, this was not 3 waves. This was 5. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and we have 5. I mean, you could even say we have 6 waves if you want to say that, or 7. Let me use a different color for this. All right. But for me, look at this. What does this look like? All right. So we have 1 and 2 right here. So 1, 2, and 3 are within the uptrend. Four breaks it, and 5 retests. And then once we are back below this, it's a goner. All right. Now, obviously, at the time, our projected target is still 37,980. That's what I'm looking to take profit at if we do ever get back into a short position sometime in the future. All right. As long as we don't get back above the A and the C, All right. Obviously, if we get back above the A, it's like, okay, we could still, put in a higher high than the C. But as long as we don't get back above the C, this is still good to go. All right. So at the time, this is what I'm thinking. All right. So that's how I kind of came to that conclusion. Now, obviously, that conclusion shifts sometimes. All right. I don't claim that I know exactly what it's going to look like all the time. Sometimes I'm dead right, a week ahead of time. Sometimes I have to shift things. So, like right here, I said, okay, this is our A and this is our B. All right, we have an A and a B and a C. That's the top, guys. And I shorted that. I put my money where my mouth was. All right. And then we went down and I was like, yes, this is going to be awesome. And then I got stopped out. I go, all right, well, that kind of sucks, but we got, that turned into a big A, that turned into a big B, and that turned into a big C. That's the top. And I shorted right here. I put my money where my mouth was. And then it went down and I was like, yes, I got it. This is going to be awesome. And then I got stopped out again. But then I go, well, I know I have an A and I have a B. This really does suck, but let's keep at it. So now this turns into an ABCA, ABCB, and an ABCC. And now any, small C structure I found, I shorted. And then I shorted from right here. So my first target is I'm not just going to hold on to a short all the way from the top and then hope for that $38,000 level. At first, I just want to take profit based off of the C. All right. So I shorted the top. I took profits around 43K. All right. And then now I'm waiting for, all right, if this is our A, I'm waiting for a B wave, which we're definitely in some sort of B wave, coming back up to retest. Hopefully we see some sort of ABC like this. And then I can get into another short. And now we're looking for a C wave to come down to that $38,000 region. That's what I'm looking for. Any subreddits or forums you use? No, it's just all me. Just books and brain. That's all it is. Dark Horse. Hi. When did I start trading? I started trading at 17, or starting to get into trading, find out what it's about. Around 18 is when I actually started to test the waters and put my own money where my mouth was. Fortunately enough, the market was in a bull run. All you had to do was long, and I made good money. Once we started going sideways, I lost a lot. Ow. But then I would say it wasn't until probably right before I turned 19 that I really started to get a clue on some of the major mistakes I was making and where I needed to hit it harder. And that's what. Looking good, Kite. Like me better? Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Is there a confirmation you wait for once you are above or below the A, or do you just start entering and get stopped out? So if I'm above the A and it's a large structure, typically off of the C wave that is reaching above the A wave, there's going to be another ABC. But once I'm below the A, I'm in. There's no candle close, nothing. I am about to be 22. Oh, the glasses? Thank you very much. I thought I'd give my eyes a break from contacts. Don't want to get any infections. The market manipulation. Manipulation. Is trading fulfilling for you? It's pretty boring actually. Like if I'm not live streaming, it's really just in the background. Like I'll have open trades, and it is what it is, and it just happens. I don't really give much thought or emotion to trading. It just, whatever happens, happens, and I stick to a strategy. Obviously, like live streaming and being able to share the successes and the failures keeps it interesting. Uh, Obviously, a big part of the reason why I like streaming is one, the conversation, because it's not always trading, and two, whenever someone messages me and like they're like, "Hey, you have severely helped my trading." That to me is the best thing. And some of the best messages I get, which it's really weird because the people like apologize, but I'm like, no, that's the point. That is the point of this. Um, so like people will get into like the Patreon group, and then after maybe a month or two, they'll message me and they go, "Hey man, I'm very very sorry, but I'm doing very well, and I don't feel like I need the group anymore." And they're like, they're apologizing because they're not paying me money anymore. But I'm like, that's the point of the group. I don't want you to constantly pay me money. I want you to use the group, use the amount of people that are in it to enhance your trading, and then get the hell out. Because the less you have to rely on others to make your trading better, twofold. Because one, you don't have constant ideas coming in your head that could spook your original one out of existence, and then you lose because of that. And two, it's just less stress. Lost 75% of my portfolio today, not anticipating a crash like this. Damn. I'm very sorry, man. Yeah, it's a vape in my hand. It's a vape. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is. Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's not a good reason to start again, but the amount of pressure that I was under just a couple weeks back was unfortunately too much for me to handle a little bit. So I I needed some dopamine. Uh, yeah, vaping I think is harder to quit than smoking is. For a couple reasons. One, the psychology of it. Theoretically, vaping is way safer than smoking. So from that fact, you're like, well, if I'm way safer than, because like someone that's smoking cigarettes, they know for a fact that it is damaging them beyond belief. So like they might do it, but like there's that shame almost, or they might just not give a shit because they're like, I'm gonna die anyways. What's the point? Um, but like there's that there's that urge to quit. As well as that, you can only get so much nicotine from smoking. Either one, you can only smoke outside, so that kind of limits the amount that you're smoking, because no one wants to damage their property value with smoking in the house anymore. Um, you know, you have to you have to like think that you're not getting that much nicotine. So like when you do get it, it's even better. Um, Vaping doesn't hurt your property value, and there's more nicotine in a single device than an entire pack of cigarettes. So you're smoking all the time or vaping all the time, and you're vaping more nicotine, causes even more of a chemical hook. This was clear manipulation. Manipulation. Nah, it was a long time coming, bro. The money was running out. It really was. Two things. Either one, the first warning sign that I saw the other day was one, the funding rates were positive to shit. Which actually really benefited me because it even like negated one of my losses. And then two, a couple days after that, the funding rate was actually severely negative, which either means one of two things. Either the amount of money proportionate that was longing could not keep up, or there was a lot more people shorting than longing. So the market sentiment was slowly changing, as well as that when the price action gets thin like this, it's time for a pullback. It really is. I mean, just look at the bull run. Like, are you going to say that the bull run was all manipulation? When the price action gets thin, it has to have a decent decline to continue up. When the price action gets thin, decline. When the price action gets thin, decline. But it provides an opportunity, all right? Look at the entire bull run. Each pullback, what was it? Come on, guys, say it with me. ABC. ABC, as long as you are back above the A, you can buy back into the market and continue holding. Right here. A, B, C. As long as the market is above the A, you can buy back in and continue holding. Right here. A, B, C. As long as the market is above the A, you can buy back in and continue holding. Right? And then right here would have been your warning sign. You have A, B, C, C. Get out there. Boom. Now, at the time, I was still projecting higher highs, but Ethereum took off to the upside and reached its fifth wave target. So I just called it quits and I got out of Ethereum. And I was like, if Ethereum hit its target, I'm going to take profits on BTC and see what happens. And then we fell off a cliff. So I was very fortunate. I didn't catch like the very top, but I did very well. To me, we only have an A at the very moment. So I can't, like my perspective, I'm not going to be buying back into the market anytime soon. Like if we see something like this, an A, a B, and a C, and we get back above this, all right, now there's reason to be bullish. And I agree. But until that happens, I'm just on the sidelines right now. Me personally, I'm looking for another short position. I just don't see one yet. This just looks like one big jumbled mess to me. Like I said, on the smaller time frames, you could call this like an A, a B, and we're waiting for a C right here. And then once we get back below that level after putting in a higher high, I could be back into a short. I don't know if I'm going to take that. It really depends on what happens. But at the moment, I don't feel good about anything. Is it what did BTC bounce off of today at 43K, or why did it? Or both? For me, the reason why 43K was significant, let's see. One, if you're looking at this from a local low perspective, right? You can do it from two different perspectives. So local lows, right, where we had, so these are the local lows of this uptrend. All right, these are the important retesting levels. All right, so since the market was moving so volatile to the downside, we surpassed this one. But once we got back above it, it was a clear bounce, and now we are kind of seeing if this one holds. So that's the local low perspective. So 44 was like the reality. And then obviously take into account how violent the price action was moving. You could see how it could go below 44 and hit 43. All right, because $1,000 in the BTC market is not a whole lot. But for me, I looked at it from this perspective. Right, we have an uptrend that breaks into a downtrend, and that means anything from here on is considered my C. All right, so if I'm shorting my theoretical top and I want to have a target or like a medium term target instead of the entire structure, I'm going to take, I'm going to take top to bottom the C. And the C was calling, I always shoot for this region right here between the 0.5 and the 0.382 as my take profit on any of my structures. So I usually just like to hit dead in the middle. So the 0.382 was calling for 42,507. The 0.5 was calling for 44,309. So the in-between point is about 43K. So I took profit of 43K. What is the psychology behind why ABC works? I have no clue, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, it's swing failure breakout or swing breakout failure. So you have a move up, a move down, that creates a resistance or support, and then the market tries to push past it. But when the market fails to push past it and it comes back down above or below, the market sees that as a good or bad thing, and it will reciprocate the next step, which is either moving to the upside or the downside, whether or not your ABC is pointing down or pointing up. I guess that's like the best guess I have. But for me, I just view it like a video game. It's like, does it work? Yes. Okay, that's all I need, to me personally. I find, it's weird to say because obviously it's a weird way of thinking, but like, I view the market as if it's legitimately a computer generated video game that I am playing every single day, not against you, not against other people. It's just random. It is what it is. There's no news, there's no nothing. It's a Call of Duty game. And I just play. You spot these so fast, but I don't know where to start or end my ABC setups. So the first time, like, obviously I started with Elliott wave, so I was drawing ABCs, but really didn't identify them as ABCs because an Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is always going to be an uptrend. ABC is always going to be a downtrend corrective pattern. So that's how I viewed it. So, but later on I adapted the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into an ABC and the ABC downside. But the very first night that like I really put my nose to the grindstone and started trying Elliott wave, I legitimately went back to the very beginning of Bitcoin on the Bitstamp chart, and I just traced every single 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC that I could see, just to see if it was always going to happen or like sometimes it might be a slight variation, just to see like what can happen. That way it does two things. One, it conditions your brain into the ABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as well as that it's going to expose you to tons of different patterns on how price action worked out, which is invaluable. some of the things that make me a successful winner is just because of the amount of time that I've been in this market and the amount of small time frame price action, large time frame price action that I've witnessed firsthand, not just from a perspective level of, okay, it was up, down, and then we went down. But the emotions that came with that pattern is a big deal as well. So, I mean, I guess it's just time, but at the same time, I'm a big proponent on there's not a whole lot of time. Like my perspective is I don't think that this is going to last forever. Right? I think that one day BTC will have so much money in its market that it might only move 0.5% on the week, 1% on the week, which is still decent, but it's not crazy. And at the same time, if leverage trading is still around, yeah, we could still make good money off of that price action. But if leverage trading is not around, if you don't have the money to open up a short account or to have the money to go into a long that you would normally go into now, it's going to suck. So, I mean, time is of the essence, but at the same time, it's a dangerous game because if you don't take your time and not lose your money now, you won't have it later. But at the same time, what if it doesn't last forever? I don't know. It's a dangerous game that we're playing. Dangerous game. But with that being said, guys, we've been on here for 3 hours. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Wonderful time, depending on who you are. I'm very sorry if things did not go your way. Hopefully you're sticking to a strategy and this is just a hiccup. If not, maybe this is like your wake-up call. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not preaching that my strategy is the best strategy. It's what I found that works for me. It's not a high win rate strategy, but when it does win, it's awesome. So, George, thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. Mark and Matt, bye. Back on the vape. Yeah, I'm back on the vape. Unfortunately. Eric, thank you, man. Good night, goat boy. I might pop into the Discord after this, play some poker. If anybody wants to hop on and play with me, I would love to take your money or lose my money. I don't know. Maybe John will hop on. Steve, nice to see you, man. Appreciate you, man. Procrastinated Fluff, thank you. Kevin, see you next time, cook. We covered full circle today. Yeah, I mean, hopefully I don't piss anybody off by not live streaming like every single day. Obviously, when like things are going good and I got a good schedule going, obviously I want to be on here, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. When I like to get on live stream, I like to talk big. Like I like to talk big picture, macro stuff like that. So I mean, it's just not conducive to me to be on here every single day. So I'm glad I covered full circle. Bye, thank you. Bye from Australia. Goodbye, my dude. I love you very much. Dustin, bye. Iron Scooby. No, thank you, man. You've been here a long time. I appreciate you very much. Orkun? I don't know if that's how I pronounce it, but love you too. Thank you. All right, guys. let's pick a outro song. I don't know. You know, I'll do this one since we were talking about some, revolution stuff. I'm gonna play Revolution and the Astronaut by Ray Gorin. He's a very small artist. He does like, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. You'll recognize it when you hear it, what he's trying to go for, and I like this style. I feel like could make a comeback. So like maybe this dude's gonna blow up one day. But yeah, Ray Gorin, Revolution, Astronaut. I'll load it up now. Do I have a queue going? Let me clear my queue real quick. How do I clear my queue? Wait, can I just do this? Queue. Okay, there we go. Add queue. All right. Let's do the thing. Let's do the thing. Well, I'm trying to make sure I got the thing going. Okay, ready? Bye.
Does religion save as much as it kills? Our country's just gains in political fields. Is war just a business we pay for in blood? Screaming, I don't wanna die, mama, I'm too young. As the preacher preach, but don't do as he preach. Politician talk, but don't walk how we speak. The most expensive things in life come free. You can pay for a bed, but you can't pay for sleep. It's a revolution. It's a revolution. Change gon' come and it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Chase coin to the grave, but it stays in the bank. Slave all your life to a green paper chain. Work 9 to 5 till your hair turns gray, and you can buy back the time with a check you were paid. World leaders quest to conquer and divide, ruling by fear so the vote won't run dry. I just wanna live and be loved. I just wanna live before I die. It's a revolution. It's a revolution. Change gon' come and it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's a revolution. It's a revolution. Change gon' come and it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Wonder, wonder, wonder. Wonder, wonder, wonder. Love, division, world, suspicion, hope, politician, money, money, love, division, greed, collision, fake, politician, money, money, love. In my own universe as the world just passes by, and everybody thinks I'm always high, 'cause there's a galaxy in my mind, and it gets so lonely seeing life below me as an astronaut in the sky. I'm just the astronaut. I don't know anything. I'm just floating through truth is, neither do I. And it gets so lonely, seeing life below me as an astronaut in the sky. Said it gets so lonely, seeing life below me as an astronaut. And everybody thinks I'm always high, always high. 'Cause there's a galaxy in my mind, in my mind. And it gets so lonely, seeing life below me as an astronaut in the sky. Said it gets so lonely, seeing life below me as an astronaut. Life spins madly on. Yesterday I walked on a bed of roses. Today I walk through a field of landmines. Tomorrow I step into the unknown. Where does all the time go? Does anyone know? Bang, 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 about to explode. Bang, 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 about to explode. Bang, 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 about to explode. Bang, 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 I'm losing control. Yesterday I walked on a bed of roses. Today I got caught up in a landslide. Tomorrow, I don't know where the wind will blow. Where does all the time go? Does anyone know? Hello, can anybody hear me? I'm trapped in a submarine underneath the ocean. Hello, is anybody listening? Can you hear me on the radio? I don't wanna die on this ship alone. Mayday, mayday, my fuel is running low. The engine room is flooded. I know it won't be long before I capsize. But I know I am gonna be alright. I know I will make it out alive somehow. In this madness, I'm gonna take this sadness and be happy again. Madness, I'm gonna take this sadness and make friends with my head. Madness, I'm gonna take this sadness and be happy again.
You put your knife inside my back, and then you kiss my lips. But my lips are made of poison. Now there's toxins on your skin. But you get off to the pain, and I get off just the same. Rush of adrenaline, jump for the hell of it, dancing in the flames. I'm the Clyde to your Bonnie, you're the match to my flame. Let's fuck the world up on some gangsta ass love, can make you do crazy things. I'm the Clyde to your Bonnie, you're the thrill to my pain. Let's fuck the world up on some gangsta ass love, can make you do crazy things. You cut my flesh in deep blue seas, so sharks can smell my blood in the waters that we swim in. A psychotic kind of fun, 'cause you get off to the pain, and I get off just the same. Rush of adrenaline, jump for the hell of it, dancing in the flames. I'm the Clyde to your Bonnie, you're the match to my flame. Let's fuck the world up on some gangsta ass love, can make you do crazy things. I'm the Clyde to your Bonnie, you're the thrill to my pain. Let's fuck the world up on some gangsta ass love, can make you do crazy things.
Where has the love gone? After all these years, you were my best friend, my shoulder to lean on. How it is to say goodbye. I gave it everything I had, and now I'm raising up my white flag. I surrender. And though it hurts, I know it's for the better. 'Cause you don't really know me anymore. I'm like the song that you used to love, till it got overplayed. You're like the t-shirt I grew out of in the 7th grade. Feel like a stranger looking at an old familiar face. And I don't really know you anymore. I'm sinking down like man torn by sea. But just because we fell out of love doesn't mean that I won't love you always.
I saw a girl last night, scrolling through my feed. She liked all my photos, but she don't like me. She didn't follow back, I don't know what it means. Now I'm staring at her page like a goddamn creep. Tag self-love with a photo of her ass. Peaches in the comment section ripen really fast. Now I ain't throwing shade, her life's what she makes it. But I haven't met her once and I've seen her half naked. I really think that it's hysterical, but it makes me kind of scared. I think I need a fucking miracle, 'cause I don't know what's there. 'Cause everybody's my friend on the internet, but I don't know them and I'm sick of it. Everybody's my friend on the internet, but they don't know me and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Gained a little weight, so I lost a couple friends. They hate when I look like I never follow trends. I hate to live life like I need to be a 10, but I wanna be loved, so I hit the gym and make amends. All my friends comment finally he's coming back, but I honestly found myself when I felt like I was fat, 'cause I felt like I was happy. I
like a vet.
What if Earth is hell, and we're paying for our sins? Our body a prison cell that our souls are trapped in. What if death is liberation, and we're scared of being free? Dear God, take these chains off me. They tried to make us afraid, but the Bible was written by man. Books don't fall from the sky and land in somebody's hand. Who believes in God after they've seen death? Who believes in death after they've seen God? Okay. I got questions. God, what can I say? How the fuck can I believe when people kill in your name? There's so much evil in this world that's roots were planted by faith. Why is there hurt? Why is there pain? Why is there so much blood in your name? Why is it loves everyone unless that someone is gay? Why are kids still being hunted within campus gates? Can't you hear the politicians with their thoughts and praise? If it was real, tell me why religion feels so fake. Nation divided, the world is colliding. Look out the window when people are dying. Turn on the news and you get lies in the blues, cause ain't a person out here speaking the truth. It's all opinionated propaganda run by politicians. They tell you what you wanna hear to do something different. Ain't it funny that they friendly when they tryna get votes? Ain't it funny they change over when the ballots are closed? Oh Lord, what can I say? Will we be here tomorrow if we continue this way? Oh Lord, I continue to pray, and maybe the world will be peaceful someday. I'd like to think that peace will come, I guess it's not in our nature. All these weapons of mass destruction pose a real fucking danger to innocent children, innocent wives, innocent lives that might be taken in the relative future. Don't be surprised if one day we wake up and we all see nothing but smoke, and moments later all the people in the world start to choke. I guess it's karma cause in Germany that shit already happened. Guess it's karma cause in Syria we haven't taken action. Watching history repeat itself in the utmost evil fashion. I hope these words inspire some sort of chain of reaction and give the people of this world some sort of satisfaction. Oh, yeah, what can I say? Will we be here tomorrow if we continue this way? Oh, Lord, I continue to pray, and maybe the world will be peaceful someday. You and I've had something for years, but it all amounts to nothing in the end. So we run away in circles just to find ourselves right where we started and do it all over again. Oh, you say I keep you waiting, but you always keep me guessing, and I never know the truth until you're gone. I just want clarity, tell it like it is but carefully, 'cause baby I'm a little bit rough around the edges. Put some sugar on the lemon, make it sweet. I just want clarity, tell it like it is but carefully, 'cause I let my guard down with you. Now I'm defenseless and I don't wanna regret this, baby. Please, just give me clarity. You and I are walking on a tightrope. One side's fear and one side's hope. We make love, then we make excuses. Oh, we play these games 'cause inside we're clueless. And you say I keep you waiting, but you always keep me guessing, and I never know the truth until you're gone. I just want clarity, tell it like it is but carefully, 'cause baby I'm a little bit rough around the edges. Put some sugar on the lemon, make it sweet. I just want clarity, tell it like it is but carefully, 'cause I let my guard down with you. Now I'm defenseless and I don't wanna regret this, baby. Please, just give me clarity. Just give me clarity. Just give me clarity. You got a diamond as a heart, you shine in the dark, and you live for the nightlife. You're rough around the edges, but